API here, API there. All developers are talking about API. So what is it and why do we need API anyway? The most common way to transit data on the internet is when someone is visiting a website, the server is returning an HTML page, the visitor is happy. But an HTML page is not the only way that data travels on the internet. In fact, if you go to the catapi.com/images/jd.jpg, you will get back an image of a cat. This is not an HTML page. And if you go to this YouTube video of a guy wearing the same shirt as me, and by pressing the like button, we are making a request on the internet that is sent to the YouTube API. Now that you are a developer, you'll see that internet is not just getting web pages. You can also update data, set data, get images. There are many other things we can do on the internet, and this is where the terms API come from. An API is basically a generic word to describe that a server has opened some doors for developers to perform some kind of actions. When you build software and web application, a common use case is to have an API on the server so that our front end, the HTML pages, can communicate with the backend. We're going to create an API so that people can sign up for the service, log into their account, or even create a feedback board, for instance. And each of these individual functionalities that we're going to create are called API endpoints. You can imagine an API endpoint as a door to the brain of your application. But APIs are not limited to only connection between web pages and servers. They can be also server and servers. Without realizing it, you've already called an API earlier when we created the database and you used the MongoDB package in our application. We were talking with the MongoDB Atlas API. On their servers, they have created an API endpoint that says, give me your connection string, give me a request, and I'll perform this action for you. So that two servers can communicate to each other with APIs. Theory is good, but practice is much funnier. So let's code our first API endpoint.